What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki back at it with another Chris Watts video. But again, we're looking at part 2 today of yesterday's video of this woman being completely, well, I shouldn't say it like that. The interview was completely uncut. I kept going. We're not even going to go there. We're going to be continuing the Chris Watts, Nichol Kessinger uncut version of the interview. Like, literally, there's stuff that we were finding out yesterday that I did not recall. She pretty much claimed that she was never in the basement in one interview, but then this one she was in the basement. Who knows what they did down there? I mean, that that collaborates with what Chris was saying, that she did come down there a few times, or down there with her friends. So there's even more things that it doesn't, what she says is not right. Keeping things like nitpicked in a compilation of Nichol Kessinger and her lies and so forth. But looking at all of it, you're just like, why did they cut this out? Why did they cut that? Like, there's quite a bit on here that has been not seen because people cut it out and should be seen. So definitely watching these uncut versions are fantastic. So if you don't want to watch with me, I completely understand. Link is in the description for Criminal Case Journal. If you want to go over there, subscribe, comment, like, and share, you know the deal. Give them the love that they deserve for making this video, which is getting the uncut version, which is definitely pretty hard. And then don't forget to subscribe over here. When you've subscribed, hit that bell icon next to it. When I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video. Then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you so much for that love and support that you guys have all showed already. I'm absolutely blessed, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Hopefully 100K. And we will continue to grow as Zowokians. With that being said, let's get into part 2.
There was no indications that was going on.
None.
He never hinted to anything like that. As far as you knew, he was just leaving her. He had 2 children, and that was the final take on that.
Yes. I know why he lied to me. He lied to me because if I'd have known that he had a child on the way, I'd have never wasted my time with him in the first place. Like, none of this would ever even occur if he would have just told me the truth.
So do you think that he found out that you, if, let's say this week you guys were to go look at some apartments, and this is hypothetical, but you...
Don't say hypothetical, man. Let's drill her. No, that doesn't. Get that information. My gosh.
You've never found out that his wife was pregnant. Would that have changed anything? Like you just said, if I knew his wife was pregnant, I wouldn't be in this picture.
Here it comes.
So if his wife was not pregnant, and forgive me, but if he takes her out of the picture, you're never going to know that she was pregnant, right?
What do you mean, takes her out of the picture? Like,
if he murdered her, she's out of the picture. You're never going to know if she was pregnant. If he can get away with murder, you're not going to... I got divorced from my wife. You say, do you understand what I'm saying here? If she's gone...
but this...
Don't lead.
Hypothetically.
Please.
Yeah,
don't
hypothetically.
Lead on.
If she... Okay. You understand where I'm going. If
right,
you didn't know...
You're leading into questions that are nothing with your...
If you didn't know, though...
Wait, Nick.
That she was there.
Did you hear what I said?
I'm following you. I just want her to answer a question that relates to... She said something that's important. That if he didn't have a child on the way, or if she didn't know that, she would have continued the relationship, right?
But he killed his kids. At what point does he think that I'm going to be in a relationship?
I'm not talking about the children. I'm just talking specifically about her. If you only knew, if the kids were still here, and he called you and said, "I'm divorced from my wife," and he gets away with this. Do you understand what I'm thinking from his aspect?
I still wouldn't do it. I still wouldn't do it because I'd be like,
His questions are censored. Like, why is he's withholding things that I know he wants to say, but it sounds like his questioning is censored. That's pretty peculiar.
where did she go?
Okay.
Because I'm under the impression that she's a really good mom. Like, he never bashed her momming skills. Like, no, I wouldn't, no.
Okay.
No.
And that, you see where I'm trying to take that?
Yes.
So you guys never had a conversation about the child, period.
I didn't know at all.
All right. And by your words, if you did know, you would have ended the relationship.
Well, because it wouldn't have made sense to me that he's like, I'm getting separated. Oh, by the way, I have a baby on the way. It's like,
That's 15 weeks.
You are a liar. You're just trying to sleep
No, because you said, I wish I could give you your firstborn son. That means that she knew.
with me. That's what I would have probably interpreted that as, and I'd have just shut that off at work, and that would have been the end of it.
Okay. All right. We can move past that. The week that he comes back from North Carolina, you don't remember, somewhere in the first couple of weeks of August.
Yeah, I think it was the second week, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
So we'll just use August as a time frame. Is that fair? Because you know he left in July and he comes back in August. How many times do you think you see him?
I saw him a few times. I saw him this past Saturday. I saw him the Wednesday before that. And he wanted to see me more. I was the one who wanted my space. I was like, nope, your kids are home. Go hang out with your kids.
The whole month of July, they've both said it. They were barely apart. They were with each other way more. You're telling me that you wanted your space, but yet you were together completely in July? That's a bunch of malarkey.
And even on Wednesday, I cut it short. Like, he came and hang out with me for a few hours, and then I was like, go chill with your kids. I was always like,
Do
really
you
respectful
know
of this.
specifically where you guys went? Did you meet at your house? Did you guys go to any restaurants? Did you go to establishments? Where'd you go?
Last Wednesday, he came to my house. And this past Saturday, we went to, what's the name of that bar that we used to go to? It's not the same, the Lazy Dog, but it's the one off of 144th and I-25. I think it's 144th, up there.
And it's the Lazy Dog?
Yes.
Did he ever mention a Rockies game that night?
No, I don't think so. But there was a, the Broncos were playing.
Okay.
Which we couldn't see because they sat us in really crappy spots, but it's okay because it's preseason. But,
So do you recall what time you went there?
no. I remember, well, kind of. So he had to get a babysitter that night.
Do you know who that was?
Somebody who's really young. I remember I asked him who his babysitter was. And he's like, we have two. This girl's only 17, but the other one's out of town. So this girl's going to stay, and she doesn't do overnights. So I got to be back by 10. And I remember her saying that, and him saying that. And I don't know what time he got to my house. It was between, I want to say like 5:30. It might have been 5, but I don't think so. Because I think the babysitter, if I remember correctly, showed up at like 4:30 or something. And he was like, I want to spend time getting my kids acclimated to her, and then I will come.
So his children didn't even know her.
Oh no, they knew her, but he was saying like he likes to like stay there for a little while. He doesn't just like walk out the door when they show up. It's like a transitional thing. And so that's why I'm saying I don't know how long it was. I want to say like 5:30, and then he had to be back by 10. So he left at like 9 something to be back by 10.
So he picks you up. What was he driving?
No, he didn't pick me up. He came to my house. We drove my truck.
Okay. So he gets to your house. You know what he was driving to get to your house?
It didn't make sense.
You guys never had a conversation about the child, period.
I didn't know at all.
All right. And by your words, if you did know, you would have ended the relationship.
Well, because it wouldn't have made sense to me that he's like, I'm getting separated. Oh, by the way, I have a baby on the way. It's like...
That's 15.
But then why did you say, I want to give you your firstborn son? Or I wish I could give you your firstborn son? inclining that she knows that Shanann has a boy.
You are a liar. You're just trying to sleep with me. That's what I would have probably interpreted that as, and I'd have just shut that off at work, and that would have been the end of it.
Okay.
Really?
All right. We can
Girl.
move past that. The week that he comes back from North Carolina, you don't remember, somewhere in the first couple of weeks of August.
Yeah, I think it was the second week, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
So we'll just use August as a time frame. Is that fair? Because you know he left in July and he comes back in August. How many times do you think you see him?
I saw him a few times. I saw him this past Saturday. I saw him the Wednesday before that. And he wanted to see me more. I was the one who wanted my space. I was like, nope, your kids are home. Go hang out with your kids. And even on Wednesday, I cut it short. Like, he came and hang out with me for a few hours, and then I was like, go chill with your kids.
I don't believe that. She wanted me.
I was always like,
Do
really
you
respectful
know
of her.
specifically where you guys went? Did you meet at your house? Did you guys go to any restaurants? Did you go to establishments? Where'd you go?
Last Wednesday, he came to my house, and this past Saturday, we went to, what's the name of that bar that we used to go to? It's not the same, the Lazy Dog, but it's the one off of 144th and I-25. I think it's 144th, up there.
And it's the Lazy Dog?
Yes.
Did he ever mention a Rockies game that night?
No, I don't think so. But there was a, the Broncos were playing.
Okay.
Which we couldn't see because they sat us in a really crappy spot, but it's okay because it's preseason. But,
Yeah.
So do you recall
Four
what
people are
time
dead.
you there?
no. I remember, well, kind of. So he had to get a babysitter that night.
Do you know who that was?
Somebody who's really young. I remember I asked him who his babysitter was, and he's like, we have two. This girl's only 17, but the other one's out of town. So this girl's going to stay, and she doesn't do overnights. So I got to be back by 10. And I remember her saying that, and him saying that. And I don't know what time he got to my house. It was between, I want to say like 5:30. It might have been 5, but I don't think so. Because I think the babysitter, if I remember correctly, showed up at like 4:30 or something. And he was like, I want to spend time getting my kids acclimated to her, and then I will come.
So his children didn't even know her.
Oh no, they knew her, but he was saying like he likes to like stay there for a little while he doesn't just like walk out the door when they show up. It's like a transitional thing. And so that's why I'm saying I don't know how long it was. I want to say like 5:30, and then he had to be back by 10, so he left at like 9 something to be back by 10.
So he
probably
picks you up. What was he driving?
No, he didn't pick me up. He came to my house. We drove my truck.
Okay. So
How did he get to your house if he didn't drive?
he gets to your house. You know what he was driving to get to your house?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he usually drives that Lexus, but he doesn't always park it in my complex because the parking, there's not good spaces. So where you guys pick me up at, a lot of times he'll just park out there because there's room.
Okay.
So that kind of works so that because there's just not a lot of room in my apartment complex. But off the top of my head, I don't know what he was driving.
What kind of truck do you drive?
I drive a Toyota 4Runner.
Okay. So you guys take your 4Runner to the Lazy Dog.
Yep.
And you said they sat you in crappy location.
It's just
Where
the best.
were you inside the bar?
When you walk in, you just hang a right, and we were like one of the first two booths on the right when you walk in the door. It's just not it's a good spot, but just not for the TVs. And we actually went to the other Lazy Dog. We went to the one that you and me go to. Where's that at? Federal and
20th.
It's 120th and Federal, and we went there, and they have a different menu, and I was like, I don't want to eat this food, so we should go to the other one.
So initially you go to the 120th
Yes.
location. Did you actually get seated?
Kind of,
That
sort of. They were
different?
like cleaning off a table, and we were standing there, just kind of looking at the beer menu and the food menu, and I was like, I don't want this. And so we
6
left.
o'clock?
Probably somewhere around there, 6:30, and then we left and went to the other one, and we ate dinner.
And you're in like first or second booth right to the right of the door. I'm just asking because if they have video, we want to be able to verify that. So that's why it's important. And you're there for how long?
I don't know. Probably we didn't stay for dessert, So I don't know. How long's the restaurant take? Like an hour and a half?
You know, I've never been to the Lazy Dog.
I don't know, probably about an hour and a half. And then
People died.
we went back to my house for a little bit, hung out at my house for a little while, and then he had to leave, and then he left.
Do you recall what time he left?
Off the top of my head, no. I remember he was like gonna be late to be back at 10. I think there's a text message where he starts texting me when he's home at his house.
Okay.
So you can probably figure that out. And I remember I texted him back and I was like, damn, that was quick. Or wow, that was really quick. He's like, yeah, I even had time to stop at the ATM or stop at the gas station, stop somewhere to get money to pay the babysitter.
Okay.
And I was just like thinking like, well, that was really fast. But I think he was still like a little late coming back, but nothing too drastic. So he probably left my house like somewhere around 9:30ish.
All right. And you know, you go straight home. He texts you.
Well, I was already home.
Right. No, he texts you. He goes straight home from your house, and he texts you that he's home.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be in your text message.
It should be. I'm pretty positive that was not a phone call. I'm almost positive that was a text. Sometimes I get them flip-flop or I don't remember, but sometimes I know. I'm pretty sure that one was a text.
Saturday, during your dinner, what kind of conversation did you guys have?
I don't even remember. So he's been trying to like eat a little healthier than he normally does, and he's always like been in the working out since I knew him, and he like tries to eat clean, but he was trying to like step it up a little bit, and nothing like the people who do like the competitions and the shows that are all super restrictive. I mean, it's nothing like that. It's just like day-to-day general maintenance, but it's how I eat, and it's pretty healthy. And he's been losing a lot of weight. He lost, I want to say like 13 pounds in the time that we were hanging out. And honestly, when you start eating a little bit cleaner and you start working out a little bit harder, the first couple months, especially for a man, because they lose weight faster, it's not something that's like that drastic to me, but it did stand out that it was like a little much. And so I was like, whoa, like maybe you're not eating enough macronutrients. So let me look at them. So he had been working on his MyFitnessPal app and like programming like all the stuff he eats. And I just started going through them, and I was like trying to figure out like where his ratios were. And we actually spent a lot of time doing that because he'd asked me to do it for him. Because I just was at the point where I was like, if his weight loss slows down in a few weeks, he'll be fine. And if it doesn't...
That dad over there is like, just shut up, Nicole. You're just not helping yourself.
Then his macros are a little off. It's not like that big of a deal like in the workout community. This is like a very normal thing. But
Did you have any other outside concerns, like potential drug use, alcohol use, any of that stuff that led you to go, oh, he's lost an extreme amount of weight in a period of time?
No, and I wouldn't call it extreme. It was just like, it was a lot. But I mean, when I first started working out, I dropped like 12 pounds in 2 weeks when I first started like hitting it hard with the diet. So the fact that he lost like that much weight, it wasn't, like I said, it was not a surprising amount. I just didn't want it to be like a sustained amount. But no, I didn't think anything weird of it just because of like how knitted I am with the like workout community, and I know like this is possible. But it just, the thing that concerned me about it, I guess, and it wasn't even concerned, but the thing that like kind of red lighted me like, hey, this might be carrying on, is the fact.
Oh, I wish you would have said red flagged it.
That his macros were like pretty dialed in. Like I had wrote them and he like didn't.
Why do we need to know about his macros? What he was putting in his mouth besides you?
Stay exactly on them, but his calorie intake was about where it needed to be. My experience anyways for like what he was trying to achieve. And so I don't know, he didn't seem to have a problem with it. He liked where he was at with all of that.
So that was your main conversation Saturday?
That was like a big chunk while we were there, is like us actually going through, because I was like going through each item like, why are your ratios off?
Do you know where his kids or wife were that night?
On Saturday?
Yeah, his kid. Well, you know his kids are with the babysitter. Do you know where his wife is?
She's in Arizona.
Okay. How do you know that?
Because he told me.
Okay.
I kind of saw that in interjection that he did. He's like, oh my gosh, she's talking about macros. Let me ask this question. Boom. Like, oh my gosh. Like, think how long she would have gone on about macros.
What she's doing there?
He didn't stop.
I think she's on a business trip. He didn't even tell me right away. He actually told me, I think, like on Saturday or something. It might have been like Friday or something. I honestly don't remember. I just remember I was like really surprised where he's like, hey, like, I'm going to try to get a babysitter if you want to hang out or something like that. And I was like, why do you need a babysitter? Like, your wife's home. He's like, no, she's out of town. I was like, oh.
Okay. Is there much conversation regarding that, her on being on a trip, or the children on during those conversations?
Not really. I just asked him what time she was coming home on Sunday, and he just said really late.
Okay.
And that was it. I mean, there's nothing really to talk about with that.
Okay. So your conversation's mainly health.
Excuse me, what? Let them be the ones to judge you on that one.
Related.
That's it on that one.
You guys return to your house, and then he goes home, and then you talk to him for a few hours on Sunday.
Did I? Are you asking me or are you telling me?
I'm asking you.
Oh, I was like, I don't even know. Someday, honestly, so wait a minute. That was Saturday. We're talking about Saturday. We're not talking about Sunday right now.
Okay, so you're still on Saturday.
Yes.
You guys have a phone conversation when he gets home?
That was the day that he got the babysitter and I went out to dinner, not Sunday.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure you got your days right. So Saturday, yes, we went out. He had the babysitter. He went home.
Oh, she wanted to make sure that he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. You doing your job? Okay.
I'm sure we did. We always talk on the phone. And honestly, I mean, Mark asked me that the other day. He's like, how long are you on the phone? 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Like, you're going to have to look at the records, to be honest with you. Like, so
Mark?
much.
You like to talk. I can tell a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
400, when she was young, she'd crank out about 400 words a minute, gusts up to 600. A little thing can yak, man.
You're a talker, so I'm letting you talk.
I need to use the restroom.
Let me show you where it's at.
Can you
So,
give me some water while you're out there with
Sure.
them, please? Thank you.
Another bottle?
let's
Yeah, at least one.
let's move to Sunday. Well, let me reverse something. Your conversation with the children, or about the children, was there ever talk about medical concerns with either of the children?
Well, I know Cece is allergic to not peanuts, like
Pre-nut.
pine nuts. Pine nuts.
So she has a nut allergy.
Yes.
Did they take meds?
Yeah, I know that she had like an EpiPen, but as far as I know, she didn't have any meds, but I never asked. Like, I was just told, like, she has
No, it's
a
quite a bit.
pretty severe allergy. And
Enough to carry an EpiPen. That's pretty severe.
yeah, while we're on this, so when he was in North Carolina,
Here comes the nut gate.
this is all like hearsay now because it's like this is not a conversation. Like, he's telling me this stuff, but who knows exactly what happened. But he went out there to go see his family and her family. And while he was in town, before he went out to North Carolina, I guess his mother had accidentally, like, not exposed her to something with nuts, but had, like, given a product, I think it was like ice cream, to a different kid that
Had
could
nuts in
have
it.
traces of nuts or something. I don't know. But it was like
They also had
his
nuts on the
daughter
counter.
was fine, but she was like in the range of contamination. And I think his wife was very upset about that. And when he got to North Carolina,
right.
he told me that he was supposed to spend like half time with them, half the time with her family, and that was supposed to be what it was. I don't know. But he said that he went to go see his family and they weren't answering the phone for like a day or two before he went out there. And then when he got there, there was a note on the door that said, son, if you step by, we're at the beach. And they ignored him for like most of the time that he was out there. And
His own family?
yes, his mom, his dad, and
What do
his sister.
What's the significance? Do you know why?
Yeah, he said, and again, I don't know what is true with this man anymore and what's not, but he told me that, like, leading up to it, I was like, well, why are your folks, like, ignoring you? And I was, like, really concerned about this. Like, every single day he would talk to me when he was out there, and I was like, you talked to your family today? You talked to your family today? Did you talk to your dad? What happened? Did you talk to him? No, I didn't. Or, yeah, I talked to my mom. Well, what'd she say? Are you going to hang out with them? Like, I wanted him to see his people because it's important. Family is an important thing. You know, it just needs to function properly. And,
Sure.
and so I was like, well, And he was like, well, they're ignoring me. And I was like, what do you think happened? And he's like, I'm not really sure, but I think something was said between my wife and them during that incident. And he's like, because every time yes, that happened
nuts.
before he got there, yes. And he's like, because every time that I try to I talk about possibly going over there to see if they're home, she gets upset about it. And I was like, okay. And he told me that his mom and his wife did not get along at all. He said that his mom didn't even show up to his wedding because she's like really did not care for Shanann. Okay. So again, I don't know what's true and what's not, but I just know that there was like some tension there. Mm-hmm. And again, like that part is like, I feel like it's almost third party, so that's why it's like I didn't.
Well, but it came from him to you, so it's not.
This woman knows
it is
a lot
something that
third party.
Whether it's important or not, we can validate that. I'm sure we will be having some conversations with family. You know, what does it mean? I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know either, but I just know.
So like, maybe she, I don't know.
Well, and then he ended up seeing them on the last like full day that he was there, and they told him supposedly that she had gotten really upset and had screamed and yelled in front of Chris's sister's kids that are very young, and to his mom and to his dad, and said like, you're never going to see Chris again, you're never going to see me, you're never going to see the babies, and just like threatened them, and then like walked off. And I guess that was the incident that happened prior to him coming.
I mean, in the heat of the moment that she asked both families, the Ruseks and the Watts family, please do not have this, do not have that. And what do they have? Ice cream with peanuts. And they have peanuts on the, like, that doesn't really show any of any concern towards the situation that Shanann wanted to make sure was good for Cece. And then people are like, oh my gosh, Shanann was bad because the go-getter kind of woman. Like, what?
Out there, and then she didn't tell him about it. Mm-hmm. She just like let it go, and then he just spent all week trying to figure out why his family was like not trying to be involved.
Gotcha.
Okay. So again, I'm not sure. That was like it just feels really third party, so it's hard for me to like talk about because like, I don't know how much validation.
So beyond the nut allergy for CC, did you know of any other? Did she take meds that you know of other than carrying an EpiPen?
His kids or his wife?
No, his children.
No.
And now, well, if you know anything about his wife's medical conditions, if she had any.
No, I've like read in the newspaper they keep saying, oh, she had medical conditions, and I'm like, is that a misprint? Are they talking about CC, or is that just something else I don't know?
So you don't know anything about Shanann having any kind of medical problems?
No.
Okay. Covered Saturday. So there's a phone call Saturday night, actually, from, it can't be Saturday, it had to be Sunday.
Sarcastic way of saying no.
Quickly. Sunday night. Is there anything else you think? Let me just back up from that Saturday where you guys had a meal at the Lazy Dog to prior for the 6 weeks that you guys were serious. And although your dad's here and I think you're probably pretty comfortable, your relationship with Chris can you describe your relationship?
I mean, when he was with me, I considered it to be fairly healthy. It was open communication. And it was what I thought was honest. And it was very calm. It was respectful. We got along really well. He gave me my space when I needed it. I gave him his. And anytime, like, he wanted to take care of it, like, anytime that his kids could be in, like, his life for hours or days or whatever, whenever they were home, I made sure that I wasn't a presence in his life so that he could be the best dad that he needed to be. And I mean, I thought what we had, it was very comfortable for me. I enjoyed it. I think he did very much as well.
You guys, 6 to 8 weeks, 2 months, whatever it was, you guys have an intimate relationship during that time?
Yes.
Okay. So you're pretty serious. Did he ever tell you that he loved you?
Yes, he did.
Did you ever tell him the same?
A couple times.
Okay.
Well, you'll do a lot
withstanding
for love,
that today, because those thoughts may have changed for you. But
even if you have to Google it,
let's go Sunday into Monday or Monday. Did you did you still love him on those days?
I think it was something where it was like I said it a few times and I meant it, but he definitely felt the urge to say it to me a lot more than I did to him, because it was just all very new to me, and it was like, take your time with this. Like, you don't need to
for 5 to 6 times
to
a
like
day.
rush that, you know? Like, I remember when he was in North Carolina and he was like trying to patch things up with his wife, and he told me he loved me, and I was like, don't say that to me. Like, please go try to fit. And I mean, and that might even mean.
And then in 12 hours, I'm going to send you some naughty pictures of me naked and videos that are probably going to make your jaw drop. Like, I wanted him to fix his life with his man. And, but I'm still going to send him news.
A text too where it's like, don't say those words to me and then go try to make peace with your wife and lay in bed with another woman. Like, just don't do that. And I was like, it's not that I don't appreciate what you're saying to me. It's like, it just didn't sit right for me, you know? So I just feel like...
Almost like an insecurity where he had to say that to you? Or?
I don't know. I think he like... looking back at all this now, I don't think he was trying to fix things with her. So saying, I love you, to me seemed like probably something that he genuinely meant. Like, I love this woman. And regardless of where he was going to end up that night. But to me... in the way that I was perceiving things, he had told me that he was trying to fix things with her, so it's just like, this is an inappropriate time, and I wasn't mad at him, and I'm pretty sure that's in the text too, where it was very, like, calm, but it's just like, it's almost disrespectful, where it's like, please don't. I'm like, you know, if we get to that point where it is you and me, like, yes, you can say that, but not then. Like, that's...
So you thought he was very genuine when he said that?
Yeah, I did. I mean, and he wrote it. It's in all those cards I gave you. Not in all of them, but like the later ones.
And
thank you.
When you said it to him, you said you meant it when you said it.
Yes, I just didn't say as frequent as he said it. Like, sometimes he would say it, and I was just like, for me, it was still like very, very new, so I kind of like took my time and only said it when I was just like, this is a really important moment.
So you got, I mean, in the short period of time that you guys were together, he became very attached to you.
Yes. Very,
I mean,
very.
he sends you cards,
flowers.
He's telling you he loves you. He sends you flowers. Does he buy you any other gifts?
Nope. I wouldn't have wanted them anyways. Flowers is enough. You can't. I don't need expensive stuff.
Okay.
What about the necklace that he bought and then you wore in your only interview?
But he becomes very attached to you.
Yes.
You guys are talking multiple times a day, at least. You're seeing each other on a regular basis.
Yep.
So it's a very and his wife is not around, nor are his children. So there's a lot of time for you guys to build your relationship in this first four weeks or so. Is that fair?
Yeah, and even when she was back, I mean, it was still like we were still spending time together. He was still spending time with his children, and I had my own life. Like, I mean, there was 1 week where I just like went out of town with my friends for my birthday. I wasn't even around the whole like last few days of June up until the 3rd of July. I was like gone, you know. And then there was another like last weekend I had a friend impromptu come in town from out of state, and I hosted her for a few days. And it's like I still did my own thing all the time. Like, whether he was there or not, like, if my friends were like, hey, we want to make plans, I would tell them, like, we're not hanging out today because I want to go see my mom or my dad.
Did your friends know about him?
Nope.
Why?
Because it's like he's with 2 women right now. They don't need to know about
So
that.
if you had a boyfriend of 4 to 8 weeks on a regular... I don't know if you were married prior or if you had a boyfriend before, but if you had a steady boyfriend, you would have let people know. I think you told me before we got started that you just told your dad about Chris
I wouldn't
recently.
have told them. I wouldn't have told people. It's too early. I mean, people...
So you don't tell your friends, hey, I got a boyfriend?
People come and go. I mean, dating scene these days is like, it sucks. I mean, so, no, I wouldn't. I mean, it would have to be something, even with Sean. I think I was with Sean for probably like 6 or 7 months before I brought him home to my family. I mean, I really, same with, that was the guy I was in a previous relationship with, but I mean...
But this one, you were a little bit more, you said he's with 2 women. Was that one of your considerations for not telling anybody about him?
Yes. Well, I mean, it was like, okay, like this,
Stop feeding
to me,
her
it wasn't going to be an
answered
extended
questions.
thing. Like, if it got to the point where we were, like, dating for, like, 3 or 4 months and he's still talking about, oh, I'm going to move out and I'm going to sell the house, I think at that point I probably would have just been like, I don't think you're really, like, doing these things you say you're going to do.
He's like giving her questions that are already answered, and she's like building a little bit of it around that question answer. Answer a question, but you know what I'm talking about. Some of you guys are like, no. So
Do, and I probably would have just, like, left because at that point, it's not fair. It wasn't fair to me in the first place. It wasn't fair to her in the first place. It wasn't fair to any of us in the first place. You know, it wasn't fair to his family for him to have an affair. It wasn't fair to me to have him lie to me and make me think that everything is going to plan. And still to this day, I don't even know what's a lie and what's not. I don't even know if they were, like, filing for divorce. I don't know if they were putting the house up. I don't even know anymore what is real and what is not. But what I do know is it's just like, you know, that wasn't fair to me either, because if I'd have known not even all the truth, but, like, obviously some of it, I wouldn't have even engaged in any of this in the first place. And it just, I mean, and that's the part for me, just, like, on my personal level, outside of everything that is happening, that is gonna affect me long term. It's like, you know, I'm gonna wake up every day and know that, like, this
8
mom
years in.
and her unborn child and these 2 little girls are not around anymore, and it breaks my heart. It is so, oh my God. And then I have to think about, like, the consequences of his actions and how they affect everybody else. Like, all of these, her family's impacted. My name is about to be, like, slandered for probably a while. I don't know how long it's going to take to heal, but I would not be surprised if it's going to be hard to go out in public sometimes for a couple of years. And that really hurts me. I'm just like, this is a horrible, horrible thing. Like, how dare you, you know? And people aren't going to understand that. You know, they're going to say, oh, you know, you're the woman that had an affair with this man who took out his whole family. And I take a step back and it's just like, I didn't know. Like, he's so disgusting. I'm so ashamed of him and everything. And I just, oh, those little girls. They're so little.
We talked a little bit earlier about getting some help for these things, and we can provide that
Okay.
at really no cost.
Look at this.
Through the state.
One more we just want to make sure there's resolution.
Absolutely.
That's why we come to you guys to pound it down
Hey,
until there's
I'm
nothing left.
sorry that you're talking.
Pound
again
it
today.
down.
I really am. I don't want to put you through any more trauma than you've already been
Bet you
through.
Googled that.
There is
Oh.
reasons
But,
for everything that we're doing today and what occurred. And I'm sorry. I genuinely am sorry. These are not things that we like to do twice. It's the same thing with other types of victims from other crimes. We want to do it once and we want to be done. Unfortunately, we didn't know yesterday what we know today. And that's why we're here, because we need this video. And I am sorry, because I know it's hard to talk about it.
We need
But
this
It's
video.
so sad, and she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And, you know, on our end, we
God,
didn't.
and they're so cute. They're so little. Like, wow. Why? How? I don't even understand how you could, like, bring yourself to do that to somebody who's, like, that big.
Not looking.
Oh,
Take a minute. Do you want to step out for a minute?
No, I just need to chill with my eyes closed for a sec.
Oh. Been through so much.
I still cannot believe this is happening.
Either can Shanann, Bella, Celeste, or Nico.
Alright. Let's keep going, because we're just getting to the meat of this whole
Let's
situation.
get to the phone call on Saturday from 9 to 11. What did you guys, or pardon me, on Sunday from 9 to 11?
Yeah, we talked a few times. So, Sunday, I think so. I need to think. I can't even think.
Take a couple breaths and take a second.
Sunday night. I don't even know. I don't think I was like concerned about anything at that point.
You guys had had a meal, a nice meal the night before. You knew his wife was probably coming home late that evening.
You know what? I still don't remember what we talked about. I honestly, we talk about so much random stuff. It's so hard to pinpoint some of these things. I don't remember what we talked about. I do remember that was a long phone conversation. That we probably talked about all sorts of stuff. One thing I do remember though, that I didn't remember earlier when I was talking to Mark. So this is where I'm starting to remember little bits and pieces. I don't remember. Yeah, I know. So the phone conversation. I don't remember what was in the phone conversation. Probably nothing of relevance, to be honest with you. But
here's what I'm about to tell you. I don't remember. And they're like, okay. You don't know, okay. You don't remember. Oh, by the way, you don't remember. And they're like, yes, we got you. And we're like, no. No.
Usually he talks to me when he's down in the basement in his bed before he goes to bed and before I go to bed. And I could hear the TV on, which I thought was kind of weird. I didn't ask him. I just heard it in the background. And I remember thinking, and it was right before we got off the phone, I was like, why the hell is he up? And there's no TV downstairs. So I was like, well, maybe, I don't know.
So no TV in the basement where he usually calls you from?
Yeah, and I don't know how many TVs they have. I've never been
What is the significance of
in their bedroom. I went upstairs once and it was to their little playroom and I just looked at it and I was like, that's super cute that your girls have books, and that was it. And other than that, I have never been in any of those rooms in that upstairs. To me it was just you don't know. Ever. I had no, so I don't know if he has any other TVs. I'm assuming by how much other nice stuff they have in their house, it wouldn't surprise me. So I'm not quite sure what room he was in at that point. But I just remember hearing the TV, and I was like, it was just weird to me, because I was like, why are you watching TV right now? It is super late.
And they're like,
and that was the only thing.
And he
good.
He had phoned you, or were you guys already talking when the TV was going, or?
I just remember I picked up on it later, but I don't think it was throughout the whole conversation.
Okay.
I just remember it being towards the end, because I remember thinking wow, it's really late.
The something I didn't ask you about the house, because you'd been there twice, and it just made me remember. Do you remember how you guys accessed the house?
That's a good question. So once through the garage, and I think once through the front door. I think the first time was through the front door, I think. And I think the second time was through the garage.
Was there anything unique about either of the doors when you went into the house that might not be typical of another house?
A unique door?
Not the door itself.
On their door.
Okay, there's a camera on the, which door?
It's on the front door, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm asking
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
Did he use a key to access the house?
No. He did not. The first time I went over there, he just let me in. And then the second time, did we go through the garage? I don't remember. I've been through his garage before. I went through his front door once, though, because I remember he had just cleaned, it was the first time I went through his front door, because he had just cleaned his carpets, and he had moved all the furniture out of the way, and the furniture was kind of in the way of the door. And he's like, the door doesn't open all the way right now. I'll move all the furniture back when the carpet dries. So I do remember that, just kind of offhandedly. And the second time, I want to say we went through his garage, because I remember his garage. I remember, yeah.
So he was at the house when you went there. You were never there by yourself.
He was at,
or he took you there.
The first time he was already there,
Okay.
and I met up with him. And the second time we went there together.
So the front door, I asked if he had used a key.
He let me in.
Okay. So there's a, those keypads where you can enter an access code. Do you remember seeing that on his door?
Like, I want to say vaguely, but to be honest with you, I don't remember. Like, he let me in that day. That
So
was
he never
so
gave
long
you.
ago.
right
He
now,
never
just-
gave you the code to access his home.
No.
Okay.
Most
Not at
idiotic.
You talked about a security
Interview.
system. There was a camera on the front door. Was that just like what a Ring doorbell is that goes to your phone?
I don't even know what it looked like. I only
Okay.
know that it existed either because A, I wasn't paying attention the first time I was over there, but B, because of all the stuff that's going on right now. That's the only reason I know
Okay.
it's in
Did you remember
existence.
seeing any cameras anywhere in the house?
No.
Okay. Did he ever tell you about the alarm system or give you an access code to the
No.
alarm system?
No. I wouldn't have asked for that. I wouldn't have wanted that anyways.
Sorry to regress to that.
No, you're
Go
okay.
back to the phone call or where you noticed the television.
It's funny how detailed they are about, oh, you didn't do this, right? Confirmation. No. You didn't do this, right? Confirmation. And then they purposely did it so that they'd be like, oh yeah, we cleared her of all this. Why so specific? I don't know. I get from this questionnaire right now, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
In the background of the
Yeah.
phone call.
Yeah. So I didn't know what room he was in, but I was just like, I just thought it was weird because he's always like, before I go to bed and I lay down,
What is this?
he's always like kind of trying to do the same thing. We just talk. It's like a really chill thing till one of us is about to pass out, and then that's like the end of it. But it was strange because I was like, the TV's on. I remember I was thinking, I was like, maybe he's waiting up for her, and I was like, maybe not. I didn't know. It wasn't something that like alerted me. It was just different from his
Out of
standard
character for him.
operating procedure. Because whether his wife is
Weird
home
act.
or she's gone, he's always got kind of like the standard op when he calls me. So that's why it was kind of like unique.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really fluctuate when she's there and when she's not there. He's pretty like free reign with what he does.
So anything important that you recall
Yep, people
during
believe.
that conversation about the children, about his wife, about what he was doing the next day, what he had planned, anything like that? Did he
No.
tell you any of that information?
I remember he told me he had to go to the field and not to the office on Monday morning.
Okay. Did he specifically say where he needed to go on Monday morning?
No, I don't ask him for those sites. There's like Anadarko's got like thousands of sites. If he were to tell me, I wouldn't even.
They're
know.
just like,
Then why did you ask for a request a picture of the actual site he's going to of a leak? You wanted validation. Why did you ask that? If you don't care.
random numbers and stuff, right?
Well, he told me, he said, I gotta go to a site. I gotta go check out like a valve or something where they think that they had a release. Something like that.
Did he mention the town or anywhere?
No. He just told me that that's what he had to go do. He's
Okay.
like, yeah, he was like, I won't see you in the office in the morning. Because I see him, but I don't actually like talk to him. Like I will go in the cafeteria, I will put my lunch in the fridge, and him and his whole team are sitting in there, and I don't talk to any of them. I just walk out.
Yeah, right.
Um, but anyways, yeah, he's like, so I won't see you. I'm going to the field, which is not an uncommon thing for the ops guys to like just go straight to the field. Like it happens. Like typically they go to the office. I would say like 3 or 4 days a week, but there are days where him and his other team members are not there, or like I'll get in there and some days the cafeteria is packed and they're all there.
Okay.
And other days I get in there and there's only like 3 or 4 of them.
So it didn't cause you any concern that he said,
No.
I'm going to the field on Monday, I won't see you. That wasn't,
No,
that's
it
happened
didn't-
before.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it wasn't something, I mean, and it's not just him, it's like that whole team. Like, you can just tell when they've got, like, a lot going on, because I'll walk in and there'll be, like, 2 of them, as opposed to, like, 6 or 7.
Do you know what he did Sunday during the day?
I don't remember.
I don't even know what I did on Sunday, Daniel.
Ah! I knew it!
I am so tired. Let me just think about this. Daniel came over Friday, I hung out with him Saturday, and then Sunday,
I don't remember.
When did Jim come in?
Monday.
Huh.
Jim got here Monday. What did I do on Sunday?
Remember?
I am, like, drawing a blank. I'm really tired.
Shocker!
I don't know. Can I get back to you on that?
Did you guys have any conversations on Saturday night
When
during
would
your
that be?
meal?
We're still
What
waiting.
he might be doing on Sunday?
I'm sure we did. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank because I haven't slept.
If I say that he may have done something with his children. Would that refresh
Oh, yes.
your memory?
He went to a birthday party.
Okay. Did you know whose house he was going to?
No,
That she
but I
remembers.
know that they had a water balloon fight.
Okay. He had one, or his children?
His children did.
Okay.
He said he used to get really into it. He said he got
That
like
was a
really
weird look at
interactive
her
with his
dad.
kids. He's like, some of the adults don't really spend a lot of time playing with the kids, but
We
I
went
always
to the
do.
museum on what day? Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay.
That's right. So that's why I was like, was I hanging out with you? God.
Very
So
memorable event, huh?
we,
was,
me and him and my stepmother and my
wife.
sister
Yeah.
went to the museum, and
What
that's
museum?
right, the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. And they went to brunch prior to that, and I skipped brunch, and I went to the gym.
You shouldn't have. It was good.
I had to do core day. That was the last time I worked out, actually.
That's
So
what we
it-
did Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, so core day, and then we went to the museum, and then
When did he tell you about the water balloon fight on Sunday evening during your conversation on the phone?
I think so.
Okay. So
I think
you don't
so.
know whose house he went to on Sunday, but you knew it was for a child's birthday?
Yeah, and he had told me about that in advance, really.
Feeding
So
her
I don't
the
know if it
answers.
was Saturday that he had told me that he was going to go that birthday, or like Friday.
Shut up, detective.
I just
My
remember he was
gosh.
like, "I got to go to this birthday party
Okay.
with my kids."
Any other conversation that makes sense?
I mean, honestly,
Well, this one
at
doesn't
this
make
point,
sense.
I'm really tired, so I know there are certain things that I need to tell you guys that we'll get to as these days progress.
Yep.
But in all honesty, if it doesn't stand out to me now,
Today?
it probably
That's fine.
wasn't relevant.
What about that 9 o'clock thing you were telling me on Monday?
Oh, that he told me? We'll get there. We'll get there. We're still on Sunday.
So we're on
night.
Sunday.
We'll get there.
We're gonna get
This is
them.
gonna be a long.
We're gonna
night.
get there to Monday. We're getting there. So Sunday night or
They
Sunday
don't.
during the day, you had your own personal stuff going on with your family. You never see him on Sunday. Is that accurate?
No, I didn't see. What did I do the rest of the day? I came home. I think I might have just chilled at my house. I don't remember. I think I cleaned my house. I don't know. I didn't see.
Never
him, though.
knows.
Okay. And
Yeah, Saturday was the last
They're
time I
like,
saw him.
okay, that's fine.
Okay. Sunday, you're at home. You talk to him. We know you have a conversation in the late evening hours, and then you go to sleep on Sunday night. When's the next time you talk with Chris?
Probably Monday morning.
Do you know what time?
No, I mean, so we used to like randomly text each other like throughout the day, but we both get really busy. So some days like I don't hear a lot from him, and some days I don't text him until like 2:00 in the afternoon because I'm just like busy. And I remember I didn't hear a lot from him that day, which was like that's not out of the normal for either one of us during the
Yeah,
day.
okay.
But at one point, I do remember he like texted me and
Oh,
he's like,
records
"Oh, it's
don't
been
lie.
a really busy day," and then like said some other stuff, which I'm sure you will find in my text. What he said, I don't know. It wasn't obviously anything that was like alerting to me. But that's what I'm saying. Like at this point, like I remember really key things, but if it's like a conversation that I'm like, I don't remember exactly what was discussed, it's because it was probably just bullshit, like just talking to each other. Yeah.
Small talk stuff.
Yeah. But I remember he was busy that day, and we didn't talk that much. And then I clocked out at 3 is what my time card says. That's what I was showing
Clocked in at
Mark the
2.
other day. And I got home to go meet my buddy. One of my good friends was coming over to my house, and he actually has a key to my house, so he was actually there when I got there. And
Who's that?
my friend Jim. And so Jim came over, and I got home. He was there. He had like just walked in the door, and I remember like briefly after he got there, I checked my texts. I mean, briefly after I met up with Jim, I like glanced at my texts,
At your house?
and Chris said something about like my family's not home, or like my wife and kids aren't home, like something to that effect. And I told Mark, because he asked me for a time, and I don't have an exact time, but I remember it was like right after I walked.
That was a
into the-
text message, though.
Yeah, it's in a text, and it's like it was like briefly after I walked in the door. So based off how long it takes me to get home from work and when I clocked out, it's probably about 3:45 p.m. texts me and tells me that. And like he knows when I get off of work too, so he doesn't always bug me if I'm busy. So I don't know what's up with that, but that's when he sends that to me. And
So you're saying that he would have known that you would have had your phone available to you and not been at work when he sent you that text message?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
So looking back at it, you think it was purposefully sent at that time?
Let her talk.
I'm sure.
I'm just
As much as we
asking
don't want
your
her to
feeling
talk.
on that.
Yes, and then he said, "Call me when you can." And I was
There was
like,
no other communication between you and him that morning, on Monday morning?
well,
at all.
there was, but it was like random, like
But nothing about this event?
no.
About, like, my wife's missing, or
No.
anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
And you knew he wasn't coming to the office because he had told
You had a 54-minute conversation. Twice. 50. It was like, what was it? 50, and then it was like 51 or 52.
you that Sunday
It was
night.
two of
Yeah,
them.
and then he goes, and so like they're only in the office for the morning. Like
Right.
some days it's longer than others, but I would say by a maximum of 7:30 every single morning they're all gone, and they don't come back unless they have like a meeting or something
Why
that
are
they
we
have to
talking about
attend.
this again?
So like not seeing him for the rest of the day is not like an unnormal thing.
Okay.
Like, but like I'm saying, like we don't really. The only reason we interact was kind of like by an off chance thing. Like I don't work with him. So he. Yeah, we talked like randomly throughout the day, but it was really sporadic, and he seemed pretty busy, so we didn't talk too much. Like I said, didn't put
You were his sweet empanada. Of course you guys are talking.
too much thought into it. It happens all the time. Waited till about 3:45, then sent that text to me, and yes, he does know that I will be home at that point, or getting home.
Did
Like,
you give Mark Jim's information?
no, I would really not like to involve him in this.
Okay.
He does not know about this. He was not, like, he doesn't know any of this is occurring.
Okay.
Like, I was
So
literally.
he knows, certainly through the media, that something's occurred.
Yeah, he's
with
like
Chris.
out of town. He's probably has
Okay.
no idea. He doesn't know
Okay.
who Chris is. Like, he's not. I do not know.
So he's just a friend of yours
yes.
um,
He does
that
not
was
need be
coming
dragged
to your
into this.
apartment and doesn't know anything about Chris. Does he know anything about
No,
Chris? Okay.
nothing. Absolutely
And
not.
we've known Jim for
Yeah.
years and years.
You're not dating him or anything like that?
No,
It's just a
he's
friend.
like one of my very good friends. Like, my dad knows him. He's a great guy. He works out of state a lot, so when he's in town, we hang out. But when he's in town and he's off of work, to save time, so I give him the key to my house, one, because I trust him and he's one of my best friends, and two, because sometimes he will just meet me there, because I'll be like, hey, I'm getting off of work, and then if I get stuck in traffic or something, he ends up like sitting outside of my apartment waiting for me to get off of work. So I'm like, here's the key, and like my dog loves him and stuff. So no, he's not
So he's just a
involved
family
with it.
friend.
Yes, I don't even.
The only
want
reason
to
I
be
ask,
dragged into this.
and I'm not really concerned about your location. I think we already have your cell phone records. At some point, did Mark ask you to supply? Did they ask for consent to get cell phone records? That'll probably be done by warrant. If we
Isn't that
wanted,
what you just did?
nope. What I'm talking about is your movement
Oh,
by GPS or
We
by
don't
cell phone
ever see
tower
that.
to show where you were. Obviously, and I don't want to cause you concern. We want to know where you were that day too. You're dating a man who did some egregious stuff, and we want to we
Egregious?
want to show that you were never near him that day. Period.
I mean, you guys
So-
can track my.
No,
the
yeah, I
nicest
mean
way to say
that
that.
was something we will have to get a warrant for, anyways. I'm just saying, if we asked for it, would you
Annihilate.
have any
Yeah,
objections to that?
No, you can have
Right.
it.
So,
I'm
we'll-
a pretty boring person. I
well,
don't
it sounds
go
like
too
you
many
just went to
places.
work that day, and then you came home and you were there at 3:45.
Yeah, like
on
give or
Monday.
take like 5
Yeah,
minutes.
whatever.
But yeah, so 3:45. I meet Jim there. Yeah, I was.
And
totally
so
right.
Jim is understand from an investigative point, he could be a person who could say, yeah, I was there at 3:45. He doesn't know Chris. He doesn't know anything. He could say with one phone call, yeah, she came in at 3:45. Done.
Totally.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't have to ask anything more than,
Doesn't
hi,
want
Chris,
Jim
my
to
name's
know.
Kevin. Or Jim. And I'm not saying you have to give it to you.
Just leave Jim
But
alone.
if
Jim
at
does not
some
need to be wrapped
point-
up in this.
If at some point I needed Jim's info to, let's say we couldn't find your phone records, would you
you
tell me
can
who
have
Jim
them.
was?
I will give them to you.
Would you tell me who Jim was if I
If
couldn't
you
get him?
had to.
Okay.
I don't really want to
Great.
involve him in this. That was not
Perfect.
fair to him. That's not, no. If I do not have to do that.
That's fine.
No, that's
yeah,
not
so anyways,
fine.
Chris was like, call me.
And this is the 345 text.
Yeah, he sent me like a few. I think there was 3 of them, and I don't remember what the other one said. But something about like, yeah, my family's gone, or I don't remember verbatim, but call me when you can, or call me when you have a chance, something to that effect. And so when he told me call me, I was like kind of alerted, where I was like, okay, what's going on, you know? But first when he told me like his family was like not home, that didn't really seem odd to me that his family wasn't home. It was really vague. I'm like, okay, like, are they at the grocery store? Like, elaborate. And so, you know, and then, but he says, call me like it's like an emergency.
Gone to the
but
grocery
then
store.
just
You
says,
knew exactly.
but they're not
girl.
there. And so
Oh,
I'm
just
like
leave me
really
in.
like floored by that. Well, not like floored, but just kind of like, he says, call me. So I'm concerned. And then he's really vague. So I'm like, maybe he just wants to talk to me. I don't know. I think it took me a little while to like really process the severity of the situation, just because this is not something that you expect to see every day. And the way that he talked to me made me believe that this is not what was going on.
And that's what made me a victim.
Okay, so you make a phone call to him and you guys have a conversation.
I did. I stepped outside.
This is 345.
I did.
I mean, well, like, I think I actually interacted with Jim for, like, probably a good 15 or 20 minutes. I mean, he's my guest. He's in my house.
But you did.
So I don't think I called him right away. But, like, I mean, I'm trying to balance the fact that I have my friend here, and then Chris is saying that something needs to be addressed. But to me, it didn't sound like an emergency. I mean, it's all the time. Like, people aren't home right now. You know, so it just... It wasn't like, oh my God, I have to take this call.
It didn't
It's an
register as
emergency.
being critical.
No. I mean, it was the way he said it. And I was like, okay.
The way that
So
you're
I
saying
I remember hanging out with Jim for a while, and then I stepped outside and I made a call, like out on my back patio. And I called him. And he didn't answer the phone. And then he texted me back. Oh no. Did he answer the phone? I don't remember. I think he missed my call and then he called me back. Or he just answered. Either way, it was a very short talk to him where he was just like, I have to go. The cops are here. And I don't remember if he said that on the phone or over text.
That's
I don't
okay.
even, I'm so tired.
That's fine. You don't
But
need
either
the
way,
different-
like,
it's
the
just
cops-
the context.
Yeah, I mean, you guys will figure it out. The cops
that. You
the
guys will
cops
figure
are
it
here.
out.
And I'm just like, all right. And then I remember we were we were texting, but I was like hanging out with my company. So it wasn't like a nonstop text. It was just kind of like I would check my
Company
phone
was
every
Jim.
once in a while and we would communicate with
saying
each
that.
other. And he was just saying like they weren't there and that her friend Nikki was there and that her friend Nikki had called the cops. And I'm like, why would this girl call the cops? And like, I honestly
They're
do not remember the
missing.
order of operations on all of this, but I'm pretty sure the majority of our conversation that night until my friend Jim left the house, which was probably pretty late, I don't even know what time, like 9
They
or
were
10,
talking around
was
9
all
o'clock.
via text. So you should have this via text. Like,
Okay.
I don't think we started talking again on the phone until like after my company left.
All
and
longer
he
than
was
10, 20
like-
minutes.
I don't know. He just started like giving me details about stuff, and I don't remember what order, but he was saying like Nikki was really upset and that the cops were there and that they were like searching the house, and I was just like, what? You know, like what? Why? And he was telling me that they had like had a disagreement or something like that, and then he told me like she was gonna go to a friend's house, and I was like, okay, well, maybe she left. You know, maybe she just like went.
Left where? Maybe she left. Yeah, no shiz. She left, but she didn't leave at her own free will. She was removed.
To her friends, and then I think
Noses.
I don't remember, but I think
Just don't
he
know
was the
how
one
to
that told me that
Show it.
her cell phone and her purse were still there. I think he told me that.
He told you her cell phone and purse were still there?
I think he did. I don't remember. I
What's the
really don't.
significance of that in your mind at that time?
At that point, I thought this woman was really trying to get out of this house.
Okay.
That's what I thought, because he said that they'd had a disagreement, and I was just like, okay, well, I mean, I leave my cell phone at
When
home.
he said disagreement, what did he tell you what it was about, or
Not at that point. Not at that point. So, again, like, you guys are gonna have to check these texts because it's all
You guys will
like
figure it out, right? Okay.
That's okay.
mashed
Good.
potato right now.
Where?
But I remember him saying that, and I'm just thinking, like, well, maybe she was in a rush, you know? Like, maybe she was just like, I'm going to my friends. I'm leaving my cell phone here because I don't want you calling me.
She left her purse there, her money, her shoes. Honey, come on.
I don't want anyone else calling me. I mean, there are days where, like, when I'm outside of work, I will just shut my phone off. I just do it, and it's like my way of getting peace.
Doesn't show
So
that
to
on the
me,
phone records.
That, I mean, like, it was weird that it wasn't even that weird to me that she left her phone just because
Shut her phone off.
I leave my phone, but it was weird to me that she left her purse. But knowing the fact that that girl was,
About
like,
her
always
shoes.
on her phone,
For
then,
kids.
yeah, I guess that is kind of odd.
Like she lived on her phone, I think,
yeah.
pretty much, is my understanding of her and a phone. So I don't know if you knew that
I did.
until prior to the media stuff or just from
Yeah, 'cause she was
Chris.
showing
I did.
So
she was showing those evil faces and such.
did that strike you as
That's what I
odd?
think
But
it
you're
was.
thinking
I
maybe
mean,
she just
again,
left.
I just thought she needed to, like, get away from the situation. I mean,
With
that
none of her
didn't
stuff?
seem that awkward to me that a couple that is going through a separation would be like, I need to leave. I just need some space. Like, it didn't even, like, process. I was like, okay, like, give her some space, you know? And
Yeah, come over to me.
on that note too, when he was in, we're gonna jump back for just a second.
It's okay.
I had a thought. So when he was coming back from North Carolina, that was when he officially told me we're gonna get a divorce and we're gonna put the house up for sale. Like, he told me they were separating and they were like gonna put the house up for sale, but they hadn't done it yet. And then when he got back from North Carolina, that was when he was like, it was like a sealed deal.
Okay.
And the
I
reason that
remember.
is of significance is because at some point over the weekend, I don't remember when, he told me that they were putting the house up. I don't know if it was they were putting it up on Monday, like the day they went missing, or if it was that they were calling the realtor to verify some stuff so they could put it up that week. Like, I don't quite remember. I just remember, like, the house, which was supposed to be, like, on the market, like, that week.
Did he name a realtor ever?
Yeah, he did, and I don't remember her name. It was a female,
Okay.
and I don't remember her name, like, at all. I was trying to think of that
Does
for you
this have to do
guys
with
not too
anything?
long
Is that
ago.
company? Do you got the company name?
No, he never gave me that. He, like, gave me her name, and it was the same name twice. He gave it to me once when he was in North Carolina, and then once the other time. Because I remember asking, I was like, who's that? Because he's like, I'm going to have her call so-and-so today and make sure everything's still good to go. And I was like, who's that? He's like, the realtor. It's like, oh. Or not today, but like.
If it ever comes to your
Monday.
mind, just
Yeah, I
Give me a
doubt it. That
voicemail,
was
give me a
such
call.
a.
Yeah.
I will try. I don't
lots of
remember
names.
what it was.
It's fine. It's not that critical.
It's not that
That
critical.
person may come forward to us anyways. Perhaps. So don't worry about it. Let's go back to the phone calls on Monday afternoon.
Yeah, so he's like texting me a lot of this information, and I'm starting to kind of freak out. And it's not like I'm freaked out like, oh, she got murdered. I mean, that is not what I thought. It's like, okay, like the way I looked at this, like apparently his wife had been gone since midday, well, as when she got like reported missing. I didn't know that. Like the way I looked at this, it was, I got home from work just now. I mean, he didn't say that, but I interpreted, I just got home from work. And my family is not here. So
What is your first thought? That they're going to go get some roses and dandelions? For me, I'm not trying to say I look for what's the worst, but I expect the worst, but I want the best. Like with Nancy Grace, I want her to come back, but I'm scared after how many days now? I'm definitely getting scared for that case even more, but I don't know who can sit here and say that they believe this woman when she does. I just see bull crap.
when we're texting for like a few hours, like the cop thing was kind of weird, but he's like, Nikki insisted they call the cops. Nikki insisted they call the cops. And I'm like,
No.
okay,
shiz.
you know, and I'm just trying to figure out, well, like, what role does this woman play in this situation? Like, is she...
Did you know who she was?
No, I don't know any of his people. Like, this has been pretty, like, tight wrapped for a while, which is probably a really good thing. But anyways, I didn't know like who she was. And so like I started asking him. I was like, well, where do you think your wife is at? And he's like, I think she'll be back tonight. Like I think she's like out with somebody.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that they had a disagreement. So I was like, well, I remember telling him, I was like, you should make sure that you have a wait a minute. No. So all that happened, and then
Erase.
it starts getting kind of laid out.
Then I don't know.
And I remember we talked for text for a while, and part of this conversation, and then it moved to the phone. And I remember telling him, because he was like, I think she'll just be back tomorrow. I think she's just going to be gone for the night, like with a friend, you know? And
Did
like,
he name the friend?
no, he didn't.
Know exactly where she's at.
And like, and because I don't think, he made it sound like he didn't know like what friend's house she would be at. And I remember talking to him, and I was like, well, maybe it's that Nikki girl. And he's like, well, Nikki called the cops, so why would she be at Nikki's house? I'm like, I don't know, kind of throws her off the trail of where she's at, you know? And it's like, it sounds kind of weird, but it's like, he really made...
Or they freaked out because Nikki, the friend that was supposed to have Shanann, came forward right away. I don't know. Maybe that could be...
this sound like this woman was just like upset, left the house. And that was probably what he thought happened to her. And so I didn't really put too much like...
Did he tell you the kids?
And she left with all the things? Or she left with all her items that she should have had? Well, I'm going to leave it there, guys. We are at the 100 minute mark. No, 1 hour and 11 minutes mark for the session. We're going to do part 3 tomorrow. So if you want me to continue this little mini series that we're doing here, of Nichol Kessinger Finally Speaks, of the uncut police interview footage, let me know if you want me to continue with part 3. Of course, hit the like button, share with your friends, and don't forget to go over to the channel that provided this, which is Criminal Case Journal. Give the love where it is due, and we will see you guys in the next one. Please take care, be safe. As always, keep nerding on. God bless, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.